Tom Exton. In the last decade, Tom has purchased some of the most desirable investment grade cars in his collection that is now worth over £3 million. From a Porsche Carrera GT to a Mini GP3, have these cars made him over £1.4 million over the last decade?
I'm Tom, aka TGE on the internet, and I make YouTube videos.
Can you explain to me your collection of cars?
It's actually varied over the years. I started off churning through sort of modern stuff, so your 720Ss, your Pistas, my Aventador S, that sort of thing. In the recent years, I've been buying some modern collectibles, neo-vintage stuff, all the way back to actually 50s, which I think we have differing opinions on.
So your methodology for acquiring these cars, is there certain things that you look out for when looking to make your sort of next purchases to grow the collection, or maybe sell things in the collection that you think don't need to be there anymore?
The first thing that's got to be in there, I've got to love the car.
Yeah.
I know that's not a business decision, but I've got to love the car. I think it's important I enjoy what I do, and I think it's important I enjoy how I make money. But if I love it and it's going to ruin my life financially, I don't buy it. I don't love anything enough that's going to make me live under a bridge. But then I go for a combination of, is it iconic? Is it rare? Is it the last of a generation, or the last of its kind, or the last of something? Be it the last manual gearbox, be it the last naturally aspirated, the last of a famous designer, anything like that, race heritage, all these things that build into the provenance of these cars. I look at all of them, and the big one is production numbers as well. It still baffles me the amount of ultra high net worth people I get coming to me saying, I'm going to buy one of these, it's investable. And I just say, have you Googled how many they made of them? They've made 15,000 of the things. That's not an investable asset. There are so many. That's basic economics. I mean, you don't need a guide to work that one out.
It's stuff like you say there, like mass production GT3s, where people are reasoning because initially that they might sell for a small premium that's a great investment, when it's completely false if you look at the fundamentals.
And something with no fixed production number that's still in production, that's going over list price, it's not going to be investable. Because they're still making it. It's basic economics. The supply is still increasing and the demand isn't going to increase anymore because of the nature of the beast. Why would it make you a load of money? It's just not going to.
So how have highlight cars in your collection appreciated why these cars have increased in value?
So I guess the obvious one is Carrera GT. For me, it was the writing was on the wall when I bought the car in 2020, and I had a lot of people telling me they made too many of those. They made 1,270 Carrera GTs. You're never going to go up in value. It's a risky buy. People don't like them. The clutch, meh. Just thought, you know what, Porsche, I don't think are ever going to stick a manual gearbox. A Le Mans and F1, I mean, there's links to both. They're tenuous links, but there's links to both. V10 in the back of something strange ever again. The writing was on the wall as far as I was concerned with that car. That's got to be the highlight. I've not always got everything right. Like the Murcielago, I made 40 grand on that. But actually, had I held on to that car, I would have made another 200,000 in the past 2 years, because that car's now just sold for $500,000 and I sold it for 280.
They are particularly hot at the minute, those
and I think they're going to go up to $1 million. So I don't always get it right. I got it right in terms of buying it, but I got it wrong. I sold too early, and I think that was more of a personal circumstances at the time. I needed some cash, and I got an easy out on it, so I took it, but I'd hold on to that one.
That's always the issue, isn't it? It's always the most attractive asset you own is the easiest to sell, which is somewhat a bit of a catch-22 when you're in that scenario, and obviously hindsight for this Murcielago example.
I mean, I'll just buy another one, it'll be fine, but I've missed the boat massively. They're like 600-700 grand now.
Yeah, and so I think one sold in 2024 at Monterey Roadster for $1.3 million, which was a record. In the US now, it's particularly what they're trading for. Sorry, I won't talk about it too much. I know it hurts.
We can do a guide, how to sell cars at the wrong time. That's that leading example.
There you go.
Why a Jaguar XJ220? Unlike most Jaguars, this car hasn't depreciated. In 2015, you could have bought one for £175,000. Today, they are worth £450,000.
And the latest edition that we're sat behind here, this gorgeous Le Mans Blue XJ220. How did this come about? Why?
Do you know what? I've got the same feeling buying this than I did with my Carrera GT. Carrera GT, it's not seen as that controversial now, but it was controversial. Back when I bought it, as I say, it wasn't seen as a great buy. A lot of people didn't like the car, and I think this is a lot more controversial, obviously, than Carrera GT. The brand isn't quite as strong, being a Jaguar, but I think this has got a lot to say for itself. It's very misunderstood, and if you look at any of the given metrics by which we measure any of these other investment cars, this has absolutely everything there. And I know I don't want to hear, you should have a V12. If they'd put a pokey version of the V12, they put in like the XJS or something, made it four-wheel drive, and it was another foot longer or whatever it was going to be, it would be borderline undrivable. It would have been slower, it would have been undrivable. There's lots about this car that I adore. They didn't make many of them. They made less of these than they did F50s. It was £100,000 more expensive thereabouts than an F50 when it came out. It was faster than an F50. And I'm not saying it's better than an F50. I would love an F50, don't get me wrong. But inflation adjusted price for this car when it came out is about £1.2 million. £200,000 more than an F40 at the time. So this was about 450 new. Point being anyway, obviously F40 came before this car. F50 came sort of during the production run of this car, thereabouts. This car, what I've just paid for it, is trading at about 25% of its inflation adjusted retail price. I've got a 75% discount on this car, and this is a car that guys my age, I'm aging myself here, we grew up loving these. This was the icon, the top speed, world record holder, it didn't ring record. This was the car. This was the top trumps card you wanted, and it was in there with EB110s, the F50s, the McLaren F1s, and look at them, they're all millions. But to see one of these at 1.52 million in the next decade, I actually wouldn't put it past it. And there's only 69 right-hand drive one of these split into 5 colours. So actually, to find an original car, a lot of them got chopped up, crashed when they weren't worth anything. I think this is a great buy.
No, so I think your reasoning that you've explained there fills into 2 investment car boxes. This car is in the right demographic of buyers that is growing. It's been proven through other cars of this era that have appreciated significantly recently. It's where the market's heading.
Absolutely.
And always any sort of investment principle, not just cars, is that when you buy something that's undervalued or underappreciated and it then becomes appreciated, which is what we're seeing with the 220s now, is that's where you make your bigger opportunity for profit.
I always try and swim in the opposite direction. If you're buying something at a time where you think it's so certain and everyone loves it, and everyone says, yeah, that's going to be a great buy, that's probably not the time to buy. You've probably missed the boat. And as I said, when I bought the Carrera GT, I had people telling me, don't buy it, they're a nightmare, a windscreen's 30 grand, blah, blah, blah. And the other thing with these is, you can get these looked after now. Don Law looks after them. He's been looking after them for decades. They're not that silly to maintain. And Jag Classics look after them as well. And I do believe that Jag, as they go into their electrification and blah, blah, I hope focus on their older cars and their heritage, like what Porsche have done. So that's my hope. And there's a lot of myths about this car that are just nonsense.
So you're probably wondering why me and Tom are sat here today at Anglesey Circuit in front of his recently purchased XJ220. We're excited to announce the launch of Investment Cars by TGE. This is a guide we've created collaboratively with Tom, leveraging Tom's decade of experience buying and owning cars as assets, how he has proven to buy cars strategically and profit from them, showcasing that buying cars at any level, you don't have to incur significant depreciation, and it can be avoided through the right knowledge and advice. To access Investment Cars by TGE, click the top link in the description below.
If I had £1 for every time someone asked me if they should buy X and if it would go up in value, I would probably have an F50 by now. The guide was something I wanted to put together to address not just the sort of budgets that I've been messing around with over the years, but all budgets and something for everyone, something that people can get involved in, a car that in their dream garage, but they can drive around in and effectively drive around for free. Ultimately, I know I could have made probably on something like a crypto coin or a stock or a share, but I have my dream garage. And you know, we're only here once, and if you spend your prime years hoarding stuff and hoarding stocks and shares and looking at spreadsheets, what's more fun? You can't rev your shares.
No, massively. Is that what we always say to our clients is there probably is likely better way to invest your money than buying cars, but you buy an investment car for a lot of other reasons, and your value isn't just financial.
Absolutely, and a lot of these people that are messaging me, and certainly I do put money in other places. This isn't the only place that I put my money. I mean, it's the main place because I adore cars, but a lot of the people buying these things, they have investments in other places. So, you know, it's good to have a portfolio, and if some of your portfolio is a load of fun, and it sounds great, and it drives great, and it looks cool, why not?
Tom is just like you and I, a car guy who is now in the position to afford the dream cars that he previously couldn't. Car guys from the late 80s and 90s are now in a position where they can afford to buy their dream car, pushing the prices of these cars upwards. We've noted Tom's clever in investments and analysed his full collection currently and historically. This video barely touches the surface of the full report. Discover how you can own cars that don't depreciate and own ones that are set to appreciate in value. From Tom's decade of experience owning cars and making a profit of over £1.4 million. Included in the guide is a 20 car watch list selected with Tom and Autofolio. Comment TGE and I'll send you Investment Cars by TGE so you can own good cars that don't depreciate.